get this thing positioned. We'll see. Okay, we're live. Your face is really red.
I'm just looking at myself and
So we're here. Good morning this morning. So we're here getting a smoothie for Jamie before she goes to her vitamin C. So she just had radiation, and we got 2 weeks left, right?
2 weeks left, yeah.
The doctor was really impressed again with your progress.
He keeps saying how good I'm doing, and he's amazed that the sores in my mouth are healing even when I'm undergoing radiation.
Getting better.
Before I started radiation, I had a lot of sores in my mouth, and I think it was because from surgery, they killed everything possible in my mouth. And then the recovery time, and then the landscape of my mouth had changed, and so...
Thank you.
Y'all have a good one.
All right, you too. It's her smoothie.
Anyway, the landscape in my mouth had changed, so they, I had a lot of sores from rubbing against the three bottom teeth that I have. Anyway, it wasn't really super exciting to think about starting radiation when I already had a mouth full of sores, because they said, oh, well, radiation's going to cause oral mucositis, which is basically a fancy word for saying a mouthful of sores.
Which she got.
Yeah. Anyway, I had that when I started. But a friend of mine, Sabrina, she's watching this, thank you. She sent me an article about...
Sabrina's on there?
No, I'm just saying if she watches it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if she does.
We're doing this live.
She sent me, Sabrina Boyd, she sent me an article about tooth powder. And I'm just going to talk about that a little bit because I had known about tooth powder for years. I met a girl, probably 5 or 6 years ago now, that was making her own. And she even gave me the recipe. Sometimes I kick myself for not doing things when I should have. I didn't know that I needed to. My point is that she had this recipe, and I thought, all things natural is what I try to do. I should make my own tooth powder, but I just never did. Anyway, life was really super busy. It was one less thing. Anyways, when Sabrina Boyd sent me this article about tooth powder, and I read it, it made so much sense, and it resonated with me a lot. Even natural toothpaste has glycerin in it, whether it's organic glycerin, whatever. Even the Dr. Bronner's brand of toothpaste put organic glycerin as one of the primary ingredients because that's what holds toothpaste together. Well, what the glycerin does, when you brush with it, it gives a coating for your teeth, and that's not really a good thing because the coating keeps your teeth from mineralizing. What happens is your teeth are actually growing, not growing. The enamel needs minerals. I might misspeak. If you really want to know about this subject, go look it up on your own. But this is what I remember from that article that resonated with me, was that the glycerin keeps the minerals from working on your teeth, and it gives that coating to your teeth and your gums to keep the toxins in. So however well you're brushing is not the issue because the glycerin is keeping the toxins in and giving that coating.
When I post this video over at Patreon, I'll post that link to that article. She'll give it to me, and I'll post it over there.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a patron to get to that video when I post it over there, because I only keep these updates on YouTube until we're done. once it's finished processing, I take it over to Patreon. But I'll post that article that she's talking about over there at Patreon with this video when it gets posted. And again, you don't need to be a patron to watch or have access to that. It's free for everyone and posted publicly.
So I read that article, and right away I told Zach I'm getting tooth powder. And I ordered some online, but then when we came to the natural food store, they had tooth powder there, and so I bought some, and it only took about 2 or 3 times to see a big difference, and the sores in my mouth started to heal. I also use a gum essential oil blend, especially made for gums, and I just bought the one they had there in the natural food store. And those two in conjunction, I will say the way a tooth powder works is that you get your toothbrush wet and kind of just shake off the excess, and then you put your damp toothbrush in the tooth powder and kind of work it around in the tooth powder and get what sticks, because your toothbrush is wet, the powder is sticking. And then after that, I put the essential oil blend on top of it, just a few drops, and I brush with that. So all of that to say, the doctor this morning looked in my mouth, and every week he keeps saying, it's better, and he's like,
how's it getting better?
Today he looked at it, he's like, it's better. What are you doing? Because honestly, he's never seen somebody's mouth get better during radiation, which makes me really excited. So then, sorry, emotional. So then we explained what I was doing.
He really wanted to know. He's like,
He did really want to know.
She asked him, do you really want to know? Because if he's going to think it's a bunch of flubbery and...
He, at the end of it, after I explained it,
He's
where,
like, yeah,
where I
know.
got it, he's like, yeah, I'm going to go look for that. I'm like, wow, I could not believe that the doctor was open to something natural.
Yeah.
Because what he had given me was, they call it magic milk. It's a medicine, it's not milk. They just call it magic milk because it's kind of a milky kind of medicine. And it has, what's the main ingredient in it?
And the magic milk?
It's some kind of, it deadens.
Lidocaine.
Yeah, okay, so that was the answer, to constantly coat your mouth with this numbing agent.
So you have all these sores in your mouth. It's constantly, you're constantly in pain. So what do? They just make it numb. They don't fix the sores, just want to make it numb.
Yeah. And that's what they prescribe to everybody in my situation. I used it one time and I said, no way, I hate this stuff. So anyway, the Father provides. And you know what was really, really cool is that, we've been praying about this and people have been praying for us, and we're so grateful. And right when I needed that article was when my friend sent it to me. And I know that was the Father working. And there's been other examples of that too. Every time I need something, whether I need information or encouragement or prayer, it's always there.
So really appreciate you guys keeping us in your thoughts and prayers. And I thought I'd come in here today. I'm getting ready to drop her off at her IV, vitamin C IV appointment. And then I'm going to go get my coffee like I normally do for the day. I haven't had my coffee yet, really. So I'm going to go get my coffee and then we'll sit and talk. And I was going to tell you guys so we went to the doctor's today, and she's always noticing things. Like, she noticed the pictures that were moved around the room, and
I just notice everything aesthetically because that's who I am.
right. And they had put up a new poster on the door of this new milkshake because with people who have gotten the radiation and people who are just getting radiation in general, like every week they check her weight, and she has done really good at keeping her weight exactly the same where it's supposed to be, or even sometimes gaining a pound. And that's one of the biggest concerns for people who are going through cancer treatments, because they want you to keep your weight up.
And most people in my situation are existing on things like Ensure and these other kind of powder drinks.
Because she can't eat any solids. All she can do is drink fluids. And, so people think, oh, your options are limited. But we have been we're going to Ozark Natural Foods and getting different organic soups. And because, watching our videos, we like soups. And it's spilling a little bit. I was looking for a napkin. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I got Kleenex.
And so she's been doing soups. We've been doing lots of smoothies. We've been doing, obviously, lots of green juices, juicing. And so, but what they normally put people on, it boggles your mind, the ingredients in these things. It's like, are you trying to kill this person? I mean, because if you were trying to kill this person, I can't think of, there's only a few other things I think I could put into a liquid form to kill someone more effectively. When I actually looked at the ingredients list and started looking up the ingredients of what they put in these things, I mean, I'll talk to you about it in a minute. But anyway, so we got the big news today was the doctor was very excited about how well she's doing and really takes an interest in her. And this is not, we like this doctor because it's like he wants to spend time with you. He's interested in what you're doing, especially with all the good things he's seeing in her recovery and as going through this process.
As soon as he started seeing my mouth improve the second week after I started using the tooth powder, he asked me, "Are you using the magic milk?" And I said, "No, I used that once and I really don't like it." He said, "Well, you're doing great, so
whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Whatever you need to use," he's like, "you just use it at your own discretion." I'm like, "Great, I'm not going to use it." Well, I didn't tell him that, but.
And so she's been kind of doing her own thing, and it looks fantastic. So, okay, buddy, it's good to use your blinker. All right. Anyway, so I'm getting ready to drop her off at the clinic now to do the vitamin C, and I think we're gonna look into when I pick her up later, I'm gonna try to look into getting her on some chelation therapy. Probably start doing some of that. I just think she needs the more minerals and nutrients and vitamins and just good things we can put into her body, the better. Because as soon as we're done, we're 2 weeks left. 2 weeks left of radiation. Then it's going to be like hyperbaric. And there's even, I was told that there was a hyperbaric chamber at the hospital that our doctor can refer us to. Maybe insurance will even pay for. But we'll continue to do as much as we can the hyperbaric chamber here as well at the clinic that she gets her IVs at for vitamin C. All of that will help recover, some of the damage that's been caused by the radiation. And most people don't do this. That's why you hear about all the horrible stories about radiation, because most people don't do all the things we're doing. And just the story we told you this morning is just evidence of the benefits you can get by doing some of these natural things, so much so that the doctor's wondering what in the world we're doing. So if you're here, please give us a thumbs up. I see there's close to 100 people watching. Hit that thumbs up, and there's only 19 likes, so hit that thumbs up before you go. Stick with me for a few minutes. I'm about ready to drop her off up here, and then I'm going to head over to get my coffee. We'll see what music they're playing, and I always joke about the music they're playing in it's like a dance club inside that drive-through. They're always playing music really loud at the coffee drive-through. It's kind of crazy. And so every week we always tell people, let's see what music they're playing today.
Maybe that's something they love.
I guess. I mean, they're trying to keep it a very upbeat, hip place to get coffee. So I think I'm gonna get an iced coffee today.
Oh, Hannah's on here. Hi, Hannah.
Hannah Person.
Mm-hmm.
That's her pen pal.
Yeah, Hannah's been writing me letters, and she's so sweet, and I always get a really good uplift from her letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to taste this one. It's good. It's good. What's all in that, real quick?
This has a vegan protein that is
Pea protein, right?
pea protein, chia, and something else too. And then yeah, Hannah, I got your letter. Congratulations. She said they sold the house.
Oh yeah, very good.
And then bee pollen.
Honey, sweet with honey.
Oh, yeah, a little bit of honey, but it's not super sweet. And then just like the berries and strawberries and other things.
Yeah. But it's more of like a high calorie, good protein.
And I got the 32 ounce. Never in my life have I been trying to eat
So much.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, hold on. I'll get this for you.
Okay, you can leave that there.
All right. She can walk in by herself now. Okay. All right. I'll see you in a little bit. Love you. Okay. Let's go get some coffee. All right. We go back here. I get to move this thing so it's okay. All right. We love going to the Emmanuel Clinic. The Emmanuel Clinic is where she gets the vitamin C. It's in Springdale, Arkansas. They offer a lot of services there. A lot of women who are looking for who have hormone issues and they're looking for ways to naturally treat that. Come to this clinic. They're big on natural stuff, finding natural ways to fix issues that you have. But they also offer, they have the hyperbaric chamber, and they have that reaches up to, I think it goes to 3 ATA, so it's pretty high, but they only run it at 2 ATA. What atmospheric pressures are. And then they also offer chelation, the Myers cocktails, the vitamin C, high-dose vitamin C IVs, and just all kinds of other things. Jamie is right now doing another part of her, it's a hormone fixer. The blood test that we originally did, the cancer markup test that we did, showed that she had very low DHEA levels, which can be common for some women. And so the doctor at this clinic's helping her. And it's kind of a hormone thing, which could have been one of the reasons that she the cancer came anyway. Obviously, I told you before it was about the stress. Stress can cause cancer, extreme stress. We had that whole issue with Caleb last summer. And but her DHEA levels were really low, and so the doctor's helping her get those up. And we're still waiting for the results on our Greek test that we did. We had to go to Tulsa for, and so that should be back in a couple of weeks. And that's going to give us a very narrow focus on what we should be using naturally to help target any tumors or cancer cells in her body. That test, there's a lot of people who recommended that test to us. So if you're one of those people, thank you. But we had lots of people tell us, just people we had met online, plus people we had met at the clinic here at Emmanuel. They had taken the test, they had sent off for the test. It's called the Greek test, the Greece test, because it's done, the lab's in Greece. Okay. Pulling up, there's nobody in the drive-thru. That's crazy. Usually this place is packing.
Hi.
Can I get just a regular size, medium size iced black coffee?
Sure. Anything.
Yep.
302. You have the card. You doing okay today?
Yep, good.
Gloria. For you.
Thank you.
And then do you have a stamp card with us?
No, that's all right.
Do you
I
want me
don't.
to get your shorter one? It's 2 stamps today. Do you come
Okay,
enough?
sure.
Do you come enough?
Yeah, every once in a while.
Okay, good. I'll use those. So you normally get 1 stamp per drink.
Okay.
Right? But today's Tuesday, and we always do double stamp Tuesdays every Tuesday.
Okay.
And then once you hit 10, you get a free drink and a size of each guy. So even if you come and just get blacks like once a week, it adds up. And then you get
Okay.
a free drink and then
All right, sounds good.
Yeah. And we always ask for it, so even if you like keep it in your little sun visor or whatever, it's like, oh yeah, I got one. It adds up.
Sounds good. That's where I'll keep it right there. Like sun visor.
There's this for you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Appreciate it.
Have a great day.
You too. Alrighty, Roo. They didn't have the music up that loud today. Double stamp Tuesday sounds like a plan. Yeah. Well, I mean, Tuesdays, I mean, it's not, I come depending on when Tim takes her. Because Tim takes her to town a couple times too. A couple times a week. And I go on days where we're going to be doing shopping. I need to get stuff like more veggies. Like right now, we're just out of veggies right now. And so I picked all my carrots in my garden and I was juicing it for Jamie. So like for a full week almost, she was getting carrot juice mixed with some orange juice. And so, but with other greens mixed in it. So like lots of greens, like asparagus and collard greens and things like that. So anyway, I gotta tell you this story. So we're at the doctor's office, and this is before he came in, and Jamie was noticing all the pictures on the walls and stuff and how they had moved them. And there was this new poster on the door of milkshake, because so many of these people who come into these cancer treatment areas and cancer centers, they're on liquid diets because of various reasons. Some of them who are in the same condition as Jamie, and so a lot of them have feeding tubes. Well, the ones who are not feeding tubes, a lot of them are still on these milkshake diets, and the milkshakes that they recommend, obviously Ensure is a big one if you've ever heard of Ensure. They sell it at most drugstores, just over-the-counter type stuff. But this is a new one called Scandy Shake. I think it's called Scandy Shake. I don't know what the name means or what. It's a weird name for a milkshake, but it's called Scandy Shake. And there's a poster on the door that Jamie was noticing, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta go see what the ingredients are." So I went over and I looked at because I've looked at the ingredients for Ensure, and they're pretty bad. But this was really bad. I mean, it takes the cake of bad, and so I was reading up like, oh, I gotta get a picture. So I grabbed my phone and I snapped a photo. I can't put the picture up on the video because I'm not editing the video. I'm doing this video live, and so it had. I mean, this is not. Well, I can't say it's not milk because there is low fat or non-fat milk ingredients in the shakes. So they had 3 shakes. One with I forgot the different shakes. One was like no sugar-free, one was no milk, and one was just a regular. So, the number one ingredient for for 2 out of the 3 was maltodextrin, which is like no nutrients at all. It's just a filler. Maltodextrin has no nutritional value whatsoever, and so that was like the main ingredient for like 2 of the shakes. And so I'm like wondering, there's no milk. The milk that are in 2, because there was a lactose-free version, but the other 2, it's all non-fat milk. So I'm like, where are all the calories? Because I mean, the big thing about these cancer patients is they need calories. And so where are the calories coming from for these shakes? It's vegetable oil. It's hydrogenated vegetable oil. That's where the calories come from for these shakes. That's bad enough, but it gets better, or it gets worse. Hydrogenated milk fat solids. That's where you're getting your calories. But there's not actually a lot of milk. Milk that they do have in 2 of the 3 of these things is like non-fat. So then, as I'm reading down the list, I see there's one called sodium silico aluminate. Sodium silico aluminate. That was one of the ingredients. I'm like, that sounds like aluminum. I looked it up. It is. It's in fact aluminum. They're actually putting this in 2 of the 3 of the milkshake. No, in all 3. I think in all 3 of the milkshakes. that these shakes that they're promoting for cancer patients. Sodium silico aluminate. It's aluminum. It's aluminum. I mean, aluminum has linked to so many bad things, Alzheimer's and all kinds of stuff. And they're actually giving these to people, and not just people. These are sick people. Sodium silico aluminate. And I just could not believe it. So, yeah, that's why I thought Scandy Shake, the scandalous shake. That's why I thought that. When I was in the waiting room waiting for Jamie. I was like, that's a good name for it. So you have that. You have aluminum in these shakes. Then the other ingredient that I saw in this, as I was sitting there and reading this, and I was looking it up after I got back in the waiting room, waiting for Jamie to finish her treatment, was the phenylalanine. Because I'm like, I'm trying to remember this. Phenylalanine. So it's spelled PHENYLALANINE. Phenylalanine. You won't believe where they get this stuff. I mean, it was just like phenylalanine. I mean, it's just like la la la. It's just phenylalanine is derived from genetically altered E. coli bacteria. If you've seen my videos on EnviroPig, phenylalanine is derived from genetically altered E. coli bacteria, and it produces phenylalanine. Phenylalanine, normally you can get it from meats and dairy. It's in lots of things naturally. Plants sometimes even have it, but it's naturally occurring in nature. That's okay. But what they've done to get large quantities of phenylalanine, and I don't even know what they put it in there for. It's a food additive now. But the reason they want large amounts of it to put it into these shakes, they have to get it from bacteria. Bacteria secrete it, and the bacteria that makes the most of it is E. coli bacteria. And they use a genetically modified form of E. coli bacteria to produce the largest amounts of it, so that they can use it for these fillers inside of these shakes. So it's genetically altered E. coli bacteria. Phenylalanine is one of the ingredients for these shakes. I just could not believe the things. And so there's maltodextrin again, which has no nutritional value whatsoever. That's the main ingredient for most of these. You have aluminum, it's sodium silica aluminate, and phenylalanine, along with all of the milk fat solids, hydrogenated corn syrup, all that stuff. I'm like, you're giving this to sick people. I mean, it's like the people who are at this shake company or Ensure or wherever these different companies are like, okay, what's the quickest way we can kill these people? Or what's the way we can ensure that they're going to keep using our product for the rest of their life, however long that is. Give them something that's so gross, so sick, so detrimental to the body that they have to subsist on this for the rest of their life because they believe the doctor is telling them is going to help them keep their calories and their weight on. I just could not believe it. And there's so many things centered around these doctors' offices, centered around making sure your weight stays okay, keeping your weight up. That's the big thing. Every once a week you go in for your weighing. Did you lose any weight? Did you gain any weight? How much weight did you lose? It's just, and these doctors and nurses' offices don't know any better. They're just told that this is what you need to do, and they don't even buy the. I think it was in the Truth About Cancer series where they made a point that none of these doctors in the medical profession, they just don't put a lot of emphasis on nutrition and diet. They just don't. It's all about drugs, internal medicine, and pharmaceuticals, and here's how we can make you better. And it's all centered around an evolutionary worldview, where, listen, you're just a bunch of chemicals that got together by random chance millions of years ago, and so the way we're going to fix you is add more chemicals. Versus the biblical point of worldview, you're perfectly created. There is a creator, there is a God, and if there's something wrong with you, we need to figure out what that is nutritionally, and let your body heal itself. So you have two worldviews. The medical worldview is evolutionary worldview. Okay, you're a bunch of random chemicals that get together by chance. The biblical worldview is that you're perfectly and wonderfully created, and if there's something wrong with you, we'll fix you. We'll see what we can do to fix you naturally. And my goodness, it's like you look at the ingredients on these things, and you're just like, what were they thinking? If you ever want to do some research on that, if you know someone who has to use a liquid diet or has to use a feeding tube diet, there are amazing organic companies out there that are making products that are healthy for people who like. Do not let someone you love, do not let someone you care about use those types of products. And if you have to sit them down and say, listen, mom, dad, whoever, let's just go through the list and look at the ingredients, because there's not a whole lot of ingredients to these things. It's just a whole lot of bad ingredients. Mom, dad, or whoever it is, let's just go through and research. Do you really want to put genetically altered phenylalanine from genetically altered E. coli bacteria into your body every day for all of your meals? Do you really want to put aluminum in your body for all your meals? Because let's look at some of the dangers of putting aluminum in your body for all your meals. That's like eating aluminum, because you're eating 3 times a day or however many times a day this stuff, and every time you're ingesting aluminum. So don't let people you love drink this stuff. It's amazing to me that there are medical professionals who are coming up with this, the chemists at these companies that they're employing to come up with these things. It blows me away. To sick people, not just healthy people, sick people. It's like let's come up with the worst thing possible I could give to a sick person. All right, I'm off my rant. I'll stop ranting. I just couldn't believe it. What's going on the homestead right now? The garden is in full bloom. I got tomatoes. Jamie, I was like, what are we gonna do for? Because we all, the whole family tries to get together for dinner. On Friday nights, with Tim and Joanne, and so we were like, what are we gonna do for dinner this week? And I'm like, tacos. Or Jamie's like, tacos. I'm like, yeah, we haven't had tacos in a while. And right now our tomatoes are coming in, and so I got tomatoes, I got lettuce, I got onions that I just picked the other day. I got some more onions I need to pick, and so I'm like, man, we could do tacos. And so today I'm gonna get tacos. I got the list that Jamie put together for me, the shopping list. So after I'm done talking to you, I'm gonna head over and get tacos. I'm out of ground meat. There's no more ground meat in the freezer from the lambs. I think we ate all the lamb ground meat. So I do have one lamb. He's about 6 months old, and I need to butcher him. But I don't want to do it in the summertime because I just don't like butchering in the summer. So I'm gonna try to wait until fall to butcher him. So I'm not gonna have any ground meat for a while. So I think I'm gonna have to buy some ground meat. I hope both of you have a blessed day. Thank you. Thanks for lifting us up in prayer. Appreciate it, Travis. Yeah, get stuff to underweight kids too. It's like the worst thing you could give to a kid. I mean, seriously. Hey, hit the thumbs up button if you're here and you appreciate the video. Hit that thumbs up button before you leave. Appreciate it. As Jamie recovers, we see a 4th season of An American Homestead in the future. I don't know, David. That's a lot of work. Putting those videos together and having them come out once a week. I don't know. We'll see. We're still doing videos. I'm still doing garden videos. I got a bunch of videos I got to get out here hopefully this week. Yeah. Yeah, if you just go through the ingredients of vaccines and all these things they say are healthy, the medical community, it's like, man, I believe in conspiracies, but I'm not a big conspiracy guy. I don't inundate myself into thinking of all, the world is just a giant conspiracy. I don't buy into the whole flat earth thing. I don't buy into all this other stuff. I mean, I believe it was I believe in some conspiracies. Maybe Elvis is still alive. Maybe he didn't die. I believe Tupac Shakur was taken out by the Israeli Mossad. Look it up. But I'm not a conspiracy theorist, by nature. And so, but if I was to guess, I would think there's a giant conspiracy by the medical community to make people sick and keep them sick. Just by looking at what the medical community promotes. I mean, vaccines and just insure and all these things that they're supposed to give to sick people, I cannot believe. It just boggles my mind. The Georgia Guidelines had their agenda clearly stated. I mean, it's true. I mean, world population, they say there's too populated. And so it is what it is. Yeah, there's no profit in making people well. You want to keep them sick. I mean, I think, I wouldn't call it a conspiracy, but I think one of the biggest frauds of all time has been this race for the cure every year. I grew up race for the cure every year. We go down to downtown St. Louis at the Arch, and there'd be race for the cure. There'd be thousands of people there, and my friends' parents would participate in that function, and so we go down there and walk a little bit, just enjoy ourselves, have a fun time. And I didn't actually race, but I never liked running. Even in the military, I didn't like running every day. But it's like a fraud. I mean, how much money do they raise every year? Millions every year, and it just keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. It's an industry, and the entire industry is about treating cancer. If cancer goes away, your industry goes away, and a whole lot of people are out of work. And so, yeah, it's money. Yeah, so it's like, just go out and look at them. That's the thing, you can't be. Here's the deal. That's what I was thinking. You can't be anti-vaccine and then go out and eat all these foods that have all these ingredients. Because a lot of, like maltodextrin, that's a lot of foods. If you go through your cabinet today, if you go get a lot of processed foods, you'll find maltodextrin in most of your, a lot of your foods, your processed foods like potato chips and crackers and cookies and things like that, has no nutritional value whatsoever. Now, for a dessert or some junk food, I get it. It's junk food. And I eat junk food too. I mean, I splurge sometimes. But, man, some of these other things are in your foods too. If you're against vaccines, but you're eating junk foods that have some of these, sodium silicon or phenylalanine, I mean, some of these are in your processed foods. Some of these are in the foods that you eat when you eat at restaurants. It's the same thing. I think I've mentioned this before. So if you watch that movie by Russell Crowe, where he comes out like in the 1970s, Russell Crowe's, the movie was made like in the 1990s. And it was about a whistleblower at Philip Morris who came out, and it's about a true story about a guy who comes out and says, hey, listen, these cigarette manufacturers, they are making you more addicted by putting in all these different ingredients. Everyone came down on the cigarette company for doing this. And you had all these laws that were passed that penalized the cigarette companies, and they have to make all these taxes that were added to the cigarette sales, and all the penalties that the cigarette manufacturers have to pay in order to produce their product, which they still make millions on. But the food companies took notice of all that. The chemists at these food companies took notice of all that, and they put those same ingredients in food. And it's habit forming. So you become addicted to processed foods. And I was there. I was addicted to that, and it was before I left the city that I began to get off all that stuff and to break that addiction to these processed foods. And so when I drive by a restaurant, I don't get those cravings. They're geared that way. So when you drive by these restaurants, it just clicks in your brain that that food, and it's habit forming, it's addicting, and you want to just pull off and pull into the drive-through or go to a restaurant, whether it's Applebee's or whatever. They all these restaurants come and get their ingredients off the same trucks, and they have the same ingredients and the same type of habit forming ingredients that these cigarette companies used to use. And that's, I mean, if you don't believe me, all you gotta do is do your own research and look up the ingredients. It's the same stuff, same ingredients. It's habit forming, and you want it, and you got to have it. And now I just look at these restaurants, and it disgusts me. I don't eat at them. That's what I'll tell you. I was talking to Jamie about this the other day. So that's one of the big things people will email me. Like I know I have a large audience, not as large audience as some people, but I do have an audience. And there are people who want to get to know my family, and they want to introduce themselves to my family because they feel like they know us. They've been watching us for years, and they've been watching on my channel, either New Tutora or American Homestead, and so they have this connection with us. I'm glad that exists, and I appreciate that, and that means so much to me and my family. But they'll email us, and they'll say, "Hey Zach, my family's been watching you for years." I mean, the emails go sort of like this. "Hey Zach, been watching you for years and really appreciate all the work you do, and thanks so much. And we'd really like to, we're going to be coming through the area, and we'd really like to take your family out to dinner." And I think most people jump at a chance to someone taking them out to dinner, or taking their family out to dinner, or buying them lunch. It's just a nice thing to do. And like, people don't realize that that's like the last thing that I'm about to jump up and accept an invitation for. It's just like, I don't want to be taken out to dinner. I mean, it doesn't appeal to me. It's almost like a deterrent if someone asks me out to dinner. I don't want to go out and eat. But I mean, we will eat out sometimes. We will go, but we're really picky about where we'll go to eat. Like we went to Tulsa, and we were looking for a place to eat. The place we found was horrible. This is another example. So most of you guys know I don't eat pork. I don't eat pork. Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Kentucky Prepper. I get it. So dinner later. Yeah, so dinner later, Ryan. What I really like is eating the food I make myself. I love cooking. I love Jamie's cooking. She was a good cook already when we got married, but she became an even better cook after we got married. But so anyway, we go to Tulsa, and we're looking. I'm driving. Jamie's looking at the phone. And she's like, trying to find a good place to eat with, natural ingredients. So anyway, we found this place called First Watch. And I'm like, she's telling me what's on the name. Yeah, it doesn't sound great, but okay, So we go in there, and I ordered these chicken tacos. It says on the menu, chicken tacos. And I looked at I scanned through the ingredients, and I'm like, okay, it's got tomatoes, on the tacos. It's got avocados and things like that. I'm like, oh, this sounds really good. Yeah, this will be okay. I'll do this. And so, chicken tacos. I ate one of the tacos, and I'm like, you know what? This does not taste right. This doesn't taste right. And, it's not about being lawful, because, forget about the whole Torah thing. I get it. I mean, that's not my audience here. I get it. That's totally it. So don't worry about that, guys. Kentucky Prepper, stop pushing that. Who cares? I get that. This is not the channel for that. If you want to eat pork, fine. I don't eat pork. Okay, I don't eat pork, and there's a reason why. It's biblical. Okay, that's the way I interpret scripture. But if you're not that way, that's totally cool. I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine with that. That's your call. You got to deal. You can make those decisions for yourself. But I choose not to eat it anyway. And I'm like, there's something wrong with this taco. And I went back through the menu. Jamie and I went back. It's got chorizo in it. It says chicken tacos. Chicken tacos. I was really upset. I don't like eating out. I don't feel safe when I eat out. When I eat out, I always have to have my guard up. What is in this, what I'm eating? I'm not the one making it, so I don't know what ingredients someone's putting into it. If that makes me a snob, I'm just going to be a snob. I'm just going to be a snob. I don't like eating out. And so I just got an email from some people the other day, and they're like, "Hey, we're coming through the area. Can we take you out to dinner?" No, nope. You know, if people want to meet us, you know, the best time to do that is for Sukkot, for our camp out that we do, and that's kind of about it. Right now, it's hard to get out and do things because, you know, we love going to like Baker Creek and meeting people there. So many wonderful families, so many like-minded individuals, people who are trying to be healthy, and live a healthy lifestyle. I love going to Baker Creek and meeting all the people there. And then we have our own set of friends that we like to hang out with. It's just hard to meet people outside of the things that we're already doing. But I really appreciate all the encouragement, the words of encouragement that people have given us, the letters, people who've taken time to write Jamie and be a source of encouragement for her. That's been amazing. So thank you for all that. Yeah, I don't really try to get into the whole pork stuff. I mean, you know, I listen, man. I agree that people listen. You gotta do what you're gonna do. You know, you can do your own research. But for me and my family, we just we came to the conclusion years ago why it's not good to eat pork. That, you know, if you want all the reasons why, I don't eat pork, and this will end the discussion right here. There's a video I did called "I'm Not Giving Up My Bacon." I'm not giving up. If you just Google, "I'm not giving up my bacon," I'm not giving up my bacon. If you Google that, you'll come up with my video. I'm not giving up my bacon. There you go. There's my final answer on that. And you can go through all the reasons why I don't eat pork and my family doesn't eat pork. So, any creek time yet? Yes, we've been to the creek. I understand, Cheryl. It's no big deal. No big deal. Yeah, so we've been to the creek. We may be going down today. The kids are kind of being punished right now. Mazzio's Pizza, forget the pizza works, but their salad bar is really good and inexpensive. Jamie would love to have a salad right now. She can't eat salad. So she's kind of drinking her salad juices. So we have been going to the creek. Now, we'll be going back maybe today when we get back. I'm not sure what the temperature is. I may not go back until tomorrow. So I'm taking Jamie today, tomorrow, and Friday. I think. I'm not sure when, but anyway, yeah, we've been going to the creek. Thanks, Kentucky Prepper. I appreciate it. Appreciate the best wishes. So the other day we were at the creek and Joshua left his goggles there. And Vaude, if you've ever met Vaude or you've ever heard him talk about Vaude, he returned them. He found them and returned them to the house. And so I'm trying to instill in my children not to leave things behind because they tend to go places and leave stuff behind. They forget their toys or whatever they're bringing. So anyway, he had some swim goggles that he had brought to the creek and he left them there. And so I said, Joshua, we're not going to the creek for a couple of days. You're just going to have to suck it up. That's kind of his punishment for leaving the goggles. So hopefully he'll do a better job of not leaving his stuff behind. So we're just living, without creek right now for the next couple of days. I don't know. We may go today. We may go tomorrow. We haven't gone the last few days because of that. But we have spent time at the creek. And the creek is good. And so normally what I do when I go to the creek is I bring my gold pan with me. My panning equipment, my gold panning. Ross Perot died? I liked Ross Perot. Really? Did he die? I didn't see that on the news today. Unless you spelled Perot wrong and you're talking about something else. Yes, Cheryl says yes. That's sad. I liked Ross Perot. I wasn't able to vote back then when he ran for president, but I would have voted for Ross Perot. Because I was just, I'm a very conservative person, but I think the Bushes have always been rhinos. George Bush the first was not, or Ronald Reagan. Anyway. So I've been taking my gold pan down to the creek and panning for gold, and you can find gold in Arkansas. It's very, very tiny. Tiny, it's like flower gold. They call it flower gold. And you can find it, and there are a couple of crevices in the bedrock. Bedrock is the best place to find gold if you ever go panning for gold. There's not much gold in Arkansas. You can find it, but it's really tiny and it's rare. But if you're I love watching the Dan Hurd channel. I love watching him pan for gold. He just gets so much gold when he pans. He's in British Columbia. There's a river up there. I forgot what the river he's on. Anyway, if you ever watch his channel, Dan Hurd Prospecting is the name of the channel. Amazing. And see, yeah, they have diamonds here. I saw that comment, but they have diamonds here, but the diamonds are only in a few places, and you got to be really lucky to find them. We've never visited the Diamond State Park because it's just too far away to drive. You can't go there for a day. We have to go there and spend the night and come back or something. Oh yeah, so Wild Heart Old Soul Tribe says, have you ever been to the Diamond Mine in Arkansas? No. My mom and I are going to take my niece and nephew there tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be fun digging in the dirt. What I want to do, if I ever go there, they have the rules are you can take anything to dig that you can carry. So I want to take a wheelbarrow. Anything you can bring in by hand, you can't haul it in by truck. So anything you can take in by hand into the park, you can take. And so I want to bring one of those hand augers and then drill down and then look at all the dirt that comes up with the drill, because everything over there has been gone through so heavily. But even then, every year people find something on the surface after a rain or something. There's been some really big diamonds found at that state park in Arkansas. But I wanted to see if they would let me bring in a motorized auger and drill down and then drill a bunch of holes and then just take all that dirt that comes up and then look at it and see what's in that dirt. But I would love to go there sometime. It's just kind of far away to drive and make a day out of it, unless we were spending the day there. And I understand it doesn't cost a lot, or if it's almost free to go there and look for diamonds. So, but I would love to live somewhere where you could pan for gold. I think that would be a cool hobby, especially as much as we go to the creek, because that's that's how we stay cool, is go to the creek, But all right, I think I'm gonna sign off here, and I think it's a good enough update. Jamie's doing really good, and I'll just put this over at Patreon after the video finished processing at YouTube, and then patrons can watch it. And then when I get home, I'll include the link to the article that Jamie mentioned about the tooth powder. If you're interested in that, oh my gosh, there's this. I gotta look at that. Look at that. That's a cool camper. Do you see that? That's like the one that the Boyds have, Sabrina Boyd. That's the article that Sabrina Boyd gave her. They have one of those campers. That's really cool how those stainless steel campers. Those are neat. They used to have one that they brought over to Sabrina Boyd and the Boyd family. Anyway, I'll put the link to that article over there. So, yeah, Airstreams. Is that what's called, Airstreams? They're kind of old. They have to get ones that have been restored. That's pretty neat. I guess they still make them today. All right, guys, I'll let you guys go. Hope you had a fun time. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for leaving a comment, and thanks for your prayers and well wishes. I really appreciate that. All right, guys, see you next time in the homestead. Talk to you later. Bye.